So welcome back everyone. I had big plans today for today's video, but that's not going to happen because I am still fighting this terrible respiratory infection. I was doing better yesterday and I got out into the shop and I woke up this morning and man, I'm back to where I started again. Just feel terrible. So I'm on the couch today and that gave me a really good opportunity to do some much needed research on something that I need your help with. And the reason why I'm asking for you guys' help on this is because I need to tap the power of the Wranglerstar subscriber base, because there's a lot of you that are enthusiasts in this field. There's a lot of LE, law enforcement, as well as military that bring so much to me whenever I ask questions regarding this particular topic. So also one of the things, so as you know, I'll be working with Leopold in the future. We did the shoot a couple months ago, and Mrs. W and I have been invited out to Madras, Oregon to attend a long-range precision rifle class. And there are still some spots available. If you go to Leopold Training, Leopold, their website, what is it, Leopold Training or something like that. I'll put a link in the bottom there. If you'd like to attend that, it's July 27th. It's a 3-day class out in beautiful Madras, Oregon, up in the high desert. So those will fill up quickly. So if you'd like to go out there and shoot with us, there's a few more spots available. So what I have, my question to you, what I need your help with is I want to put together either custom build or over-the-counter a precision rifle. And I've got some criteria here. These are criteria that I think that I need. These are not written in stone, but they're pretty close. I've done enough research and I have enough experience. I think I want to work inside these confines. I'm going to give you what my criteria is for this precision rifle, and I would like you guys to give me your recommendations. And especially if you are a custom rifle builder, you know, I just don't know. Sometimes it's nice to have a custom rifle when you're outside of a normal size, because just like shoes, you know, everyone has a different size foot, and they have to kind of make shoes and clothing to fit the majority of men. So what's the average height of an American man? You know, what is it, 5'10", 5'11"? I don't know what it is, but I'm outside of that. I've got long arms, I'm much taller. And so to me, to grab an over-the-counter stock, it's always a little bit cramped. It's a little bit small. So is it better to go, you know, so I don't know. So I'm going to give you my criteria. You guys give me the recommendations, and I'll be looking at these all day today and trying to figure out what's going to be the best fit. First, we'll start off with price. What's my budget for this? Well, my budget, I'm going to limit the budget at about $1,500. You know, that can go either way a little bit, but if it went below that, that would be great, because we got to figure there's going to be an optic on top of that, which is going to be just that much, if not more. So the budget is set at $1,500. The caliber, I think I'm going to stick with .308 Winchester. I know the Creedmoors and the 6.5s and all of those are probably superior, but I'm not a competition shooter, and I want something that's affordable and available readily, and it's been proven, and that's probably what I'll stick with, probably .308 Winchester. Barrel length, I want a short barrel. I would like to have a 20-inch barrel, but I want to keep it between 20 and 24. 22 to 20 would be my favorite, but I would like to keep it a very compact and short barrel, and a bull barrel, a heavy barrel. We're going to be shooting a lot of rounds, so it's not going to be primarily a hunting rifle, but I don't want some big monstrosity that is just simply for shooting at the range. I want something that I could hunt Eastern Oregon if I want, and that's going to be another criteria. Let's keep it under 10 pounds, you know, give or take, but somewhere 10 pounds, right around there, or under. Magazines, a box magazine would be okay, but I don't completely have my heart set on it. If it's got a floor plate, that's fine. You know, magazine capacity, 4 or 5, anything like that is just fine with me. The stock, I would prefer a traditional stock. I don't want the Joe tactical rifle. I would like to have something that when you looked at it, like you could see like, oh, it looks like a traditional gun, kind of, but it's not. You know, so, you know, maybe an adjustable cheek piece, you know, that might be kind of nice. But I'm not opposed to wood, as providing it's laminated. Laminated epoxy wood, or it's got a coating on it, would be fine. Synthetic is fine, but kind of a traditional style. It can have a pistol grip, it can have a thumb hole, that type of thing is fine. So that's kind of the criteria. Now, some of the ones, you know, it's also, how is it that James May in Top Gear, you know, there's particular cars that speak to them. And they say it gives them the fizz, you know, you walk into them, it kind of gives you like it, you know, and that Fancy calls it that second kind of cool. You know, I'm not immune to that at all. And there's some things that don't give me the second kind of cool. And it's not logical, it just doesn't. And one is a Savage, and two is a Ruger. They just, I mean, they're great guns, and they have great barrels, and they have great triggers, and they're super values, but they bother me. I can't explain it. They don't bother me so much that I couldn't get over it, but it would always bother me a little bit. I'm not a big fan of those. Some of the guns that I do like, you know, I am a fanboy for Remington. And I know Remington is, you know, maybe the bloom is off the rose with them. I've heard some quality control issues. I don't know. But Granddad always shot them, and I've got a safe full of them. I love Remington. I wish they would let me love them more. But always would consider Remington. I watched a Nut and Fancy review on the Finnish gun, the Tikka. And that was really, really interesting. I looked at some of the guns from Kimber. They looked kind of decent. And Browning, the X-bolts were kind of nice. So those were some of the ones that I liked, but I'm not beholden to any of those. So I'd like you to, if you guys could help me to narrow this down, and if there's something that I'm missing, and if you're a custom gun builder, I mean, can a custom gun builder build something better than these offerings we can get from, let's say, Remington or TK or Kimber? Can you get more that way, and something that's better fitted to you? And if I'm wrong on something, let me know. So yeah, let me know in the comment. I'll be monitoring that, responding back and forth, and I'd like to get that nailed down. As far as optic goes, of course, I'll be working with Leupold on an optic and probably get whatever they recommend. So they have a lot of military trained snipers that I've been put in contact with. That'll be putting on the class that are going to help me with that. So yeah, that's it. I want to show you, before I go, I built some more cool things in the Homestead shop behind me here yesterday when I was feeling a little better. I want to show you what I built because they turned out really good, and then we'll shut it down. Boy, those of you who told me the wall would fill up quick were right. You were certainly not kidding. Okay, so I moved, of course, we've got the bit and brace. We had that in the last video. That little shelf worked out really good. But I built, yesterday, was a storage for the saws. And so that's a little 24-inch shelf, I think by 8. And what I did is I just cut a bunch of grooves in it at a 45 to fit all of my saws. Now, because it stuck out a little bit further, I did put a little extra, little brace in there. Yeah, you know, just because. Because I noticed that with the hammer, it's starting to sag a little bit because the hammers are so heavy. So I'm going to put another brace in the center, a little triangle there to make that strong. And it'll divide. We could put little hand hatchets on one side and hammers on the other. So that will fix that. But this turned out really good. I've got 2 or 3 more Japanese saws that will go in here. And I'll narrow these down to my 2 favorite saws. I'll do 1 crosscut and 1 rip. I'm not going to keep 4 of those. 3 Japanese saws, and then some specialty, my Distin and then my Veritas saws in there. But that's a lot of saws. I don't need any more room than that. But that turned out pretty good. I think it holds them in there nice, and they're easy to get out, easy to put in. It worked out good. Another thing that I'm really happy with is, so I built this little holder for cans, spray cans, you know, things like WD-40 and Ballistol, and it's just a simple little rack. I think it's 32 inches tall. It's 16 or so inches wide, and I just used 1/2-inch conduits in here, and there's 3 of them. So you can see that the can, it just kind of, you do the right angle, just rests in there, and then it leans out a little bit at an angle so you can get to it better. I put a little shelf on the top and the bottom for small things. It's always nice, and I try to keep all the heights the same. You know, I'm not doing it perfectly, but that's always nice for some extra storage. But that's kind of handy, and I don't imagine everything is going to stay where it's at. You know, once we get everything in here, then we can move things around, and and situate it where it works best. And that's what's so nice about the French cleat system. You change your mind, you know, you're not poking holes and drilling stuff in the wall. And the last thing that I did is I built these little shelves up here, also on French cleats. Those are just little 6-inch shelves, and those are nice above the workbench to hold screws and such. I couldn't put it any bigger than that because if I came out any further, it started to shade the light. But the 6-inch works really good. It's a little bit dark under here. And there's even, you know, there might be a really good option to put something there. You know, files or who knows what. But those 2 shelves are 3 feet long, and they work pretty good with the layout shelf there. But that's what I've done so far on the homestead shop. But I really like this one. This was I just drilled these drilled holes in here with a little Forstner bit, 1/4 inch in, and then assembled it all together. It doesn't fit that fat can very good there, but that one's almost empty anyway. It fits the regular size cans. Well, I thought that was pretty cool. All right, well, thanks for watching. I look forward to hear your recommendations, and especially those of you who are gunsmiths or builders. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys on the next video.